Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you guys are tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you are a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel after you watch and of course you enjoy, because of course people here are always enjoying the recaps. Now I am a little under the weather, so we're going to try and get this done quick and clean. So as you guys can see from the thumbnail, we are green about 550 on the day. FRC was the main stock. As it broke out over high of day here around 1 p.m., we really got aggressive and really got dialed in. But what I will say is that my P&L here today doesn't accurately reflect how I traded. I want to believe mentally, and from what I saw, I should have done much better on the day P&L wise. But all in all, it was pretty decent. But tomorrow we'll be aiming for higher if we can see something similar. Before we jump into it, of course, for those of you who are looking to get involved with MMU, remember that the month is coming to an end, and so coupon code madness will be expiring. So be sure to check out Merciless Markets, guys, my day trading course. Marcelo and I, as you guys know, teamed up to produce this beautiful service, and so do not sleep. Be sure to be quick here as we're winding down towards the end of the year. You guys can check out the curriculum, of course, chapter 24, one of my favorite chapters. And yeah, guys, you can cancel at any time. If you didn't know, you can cancel at any time. You can check out MMU Silver or MMU Gold. Of course, the Gold is the higher value package, which is a little bit better for savings in the long term. But if you want to check us out on a quarterly basis, you can do so as well. All right, let's continue with the recap. Here we go. If we put on the show trades, you guys will see that I was very active around this area here. I was very active, even taking trades on this big red candle here before it went down, towards our support level. But anyhows, I'm really active on this thing, and it paid off here, right? As we did see some nice opportunities. So between, 1 and 150, another hour of work, we added nicely. Now, what I will say is that I could have done better. In a lot of areas, I did not hold as long as I should have held for some of the breakout opportunities, and missed about, an additional 50 cents of move. Also, areas where I'm watching for pullbacks, and, we don't get a pullback, right? So FRC, I thought was really good over here. And, tomorrow, this one might be my main watch list stock if we don't see anything else. Because, again, all the money right now is out of the small cap land. And, the Fed is talking tomorrow. So, we'll have to see what the Fed decides. And I honestly think that we'll see, 25 points basis in terms of a rate hike. I think they're going to continue being firm. Because ultimately, despite the banks feeling it, it's just the ebb and the flow. You can't have it good always. There's no balance. So if they soften up, I don't think it'll be good. And if they do soften up, I think it'll be the start of a much worse situation. We're already dealing with high inflation. They have to continue to combat it. They have to get things back to reasonable areas, if not the same, at least reasonable. And the banks will have to feel some pain right now. And I think it's okay for the banks to feel some pain. These are the big players who have been making money for years and years and years. Let them feel a little bit of pain. And then, once things, cool off a few years from now, and the rates start to drop again, maybe we get some more Republicans back in office. These guys will rake in billions of dollars like they usually do. So, what is it if these companies lose for just a few years after making money for so long? So, I think the Fed will continue and be firm. But anyhow, in other news, we also had QNCX, which we did do all right on. I don't feel like my P&L accurately reflects, and likewise with FRC, I don't feel like my P&L actively and accurately reflects, my thought process and decision making. QNCX right here, I'm watching for a pullback, and we can pull up our pen here, mark up the screen a little bit. I'm watching for a pullback down here, and I really and truly wanted to see a bit of a stress test. Some of you guys might say, hey, Relentless, a triple bottom, this is ideal. And it is, but it comes down to perspective, right? I was watching for more of an aggressive selling pressure here, which we didn't quite see. Volume came down low, and when this does happen, a lot of times it's good, right? It just comes down on how you're perceiving it. Glass half full, glass half empty. I'm watching it here, and I'm like, man, I want to see some more selling. Make sure this thing is good. But on the other hand, it's like it already was pretty solid. How many more times do we need to test this low to look, to look good? And so I'm only in here 1K starter size, and unfortunately we do not have the proper position. Right here was one of our better entries as well. We took 9,000 shares. We took 9,000 shares right here, but unfortunately, we did not see the instant follow through. Now this is good follow through. Move up, it's like pull back higher. I expected in and move up. That was not what we were going to see, and it's a little unrealistic to expect that, considering the volume. And we talk about awareness. We have to be aware of what's happening right now. And I feel like I was in this entire week and a half, I was too tunnel visioned, thinking a little too narrow, too small when it comes to these opportunities. Right now, this is exactly what we're going to continue to see. We will continue to see this exactly until more money is back into the small caps and we see more aggression. So we'll probably see some banking stocks and banking related companies move, and I think for our usual stocks we will be moving slow and steady. And did this provide good opportunity? The answer is yes. From a low of 38 to a high of 50, it's 12 cents, 10,000 shares. That's that's $1,000, right? If you do capture this low, and of course you have to avoid the losing trades. If you're in at this bottom here, we go from 40 to 53, 13 cents. That's another 1,300, 10,000 shares. So there is risk, right? There is risk. And again, you have to do your best to navigate and keep the risk limited. Or, if you can avoid the losing trades, then of course that's even better. But yeah, so there's two great trade opportunities. And once it got up here, I did notice it was a little weaker because we couldn't close above the pre-market highs. So if you guys go back and watch the live stream between 9:49 and about 9:52, I did mention it's looking like it might be a short opportunity. And it was already on the backside. So we came back up here, lows of 45, it retested, and then it fails, and then again, and it fails. And here we are down at 136. So it didn't sell off a lot, but maybe by tomorrow it's down a little bit more. Maybe it curls up. But anyhow, from 53, down here to what was the low of day? Low of the move rather. Let's say 34. Low of day was 33. So yeah, essentially the low of day, which is pretty decent. All right, 20 cents. So yeah, that was the third trade opportunity. Shorting here, covering here, or anywhere else for that matter. And that was essentially the day, guys. So FRC, once again, we dialed in. We really got involved. And, we just traded the price action like we know how to do best. We only used about 400 shares. And in fact, 300, 200, 500, 700 at times. We didn't really go super aggressive. We never touched it over 1K. We were pretty mild with it. So yeah, that's about the size of it. Hope you guys did enjoy the quick recap here. Just going over what we did on the day. Here are some of the fills. So again, 300 shares, 900 here actually at one point. But yeah, and actually a bit of a mix. So 650 here, 250, 850, 400, 400. And small gains just adding up over and over and over and over. Yeah, but that's about it, guys. Stay safe, stay green. We'll be back again tomorrow. Hopefully there is a small cap stock that can be hot, but that'll do it. Of course, hit that thumbs up button, and yeah,